Hi everybody, I'm Madison from Sleepopolis, and today I'm going to be reviewing the DreamCloud Premier Rest mattress. To be honest, this is my favorite mattress in the studio right now. Don't tell any of the other beds, they might get jealous. But obviously you can't just take my word for it, so I'm going to put it through some tests to help you figure out if you'll like it as much as I do. So in my review, I'm going to tell you what this bed's made of, I'm going to tell you about how it feels, and I'm going to make some final recommendations about which sleepers it could work best for. If you want some more detailed information in a written review, if you want to find links to DreamCloud's website, and if you want to find some discount codes, check out the description below where I have linked all of that great stuff for y'all. So when I am choosing a new mattress, a big concern for me is how high quality is my bed going to be? Is it going to last me a long time? To figure that out, I like to go through a mattress layer by layer to really assess what it's made of. This mattress is a 16-inch hybrid. It's DreamCloud's newest offering. It's very tall, so if you like a big bed, that's a bonus for you. And I'll take you through it, starting with the cover. The cover is a luxury cashmere blend. It feels really nice and soft, kind of cozy to the touch. And then you'll see this layer here is its pillow top layer, and in that layer is some memory foam and some soft poly foam below that, and it gives the bed a nice, really initially pressure relieving feel. So below that pillow top is a soft poly foam comfort layer, adds even more pressure relief to the bed. And then below that is some firmer poly foam that is a transition layer to ease you down onto the bulk of this bed, which are individually wrapped coils. These coils are really nice because they're individually wrapped, so they help isolate some motion. I'll talk about that later. And they help encourage some airflow throughout the mattress. And then just rounding this bed out is some firmer, high density polyfoam below that, just to give the coils something to bounce off of. And while I'm talking about how this bed is made, I do want to mention that the coils around the edges of this mattress are reinforced to be extra strong to give this bed some nice edge support. I tested the edges of this bed on video. You're gonna see the cover is really big, so it poofs out a little bit when you sit down. But all in all, I think this bed had pretty good edge support. Not the best I've ever seen, certainly not the worst I've ever seen. The reinforced coils do a pretty good job. So taking all of that into account, all of those layers, those reinforced edges, I think this is a pretty high quality bed. I'd estimate it's gonna last you 12 to 15 years, which is the longer end of a lifespan for a mattress. So next up, I want to get into really why you're here, what this mattress feels like. Personally, I thought this was a truly medium firm bed, so I gave it a 6.5 out of 10 on our mattress firmness scale. And I thought it felt really comfortable, honestly, in all of the sleeping positions. On my back, felt great, really well supported. On my side, I felt great. The pillow top offered a ton of cushioning. Around my shoulders and hips, it felt super comfortable. If you're significantly heavier than me, potentially you might sink through the pillow top a little farther than I did, and maybe the bed will have a bit of a firmer feel to you, but I still think it should feel pretty comfortable on your side regardless of your weight. And then on my stomach, I still felt really comfortable. I didn't feel my hips dipping into this mattress too far. But if you're a little bit heavier than me, I would probably say you want to opt for a firmer bed if you're a stomach sleeper. So another really important feel factor is bounce. How bouncy a bed feels is actually going to determine whether you'll feel more on top of your mattress or sort of hugged by it. This mattress is not particularly bouncy, as you can see when I try to bounce that steel ball on it. So you do feel a little bit more hugged by this bed. But I will say, I personally did not have a lot of trouble rolling around and changing positions at all. So if you are a combination sleeper, I think this mattress is still a pretty nice option for you. And bounce is super closely related to motion transfer. So if you sleep with a partner, or maybe you have a pet that hops on and off the bed with you at night, though I don't know, it's a pretty high jump for a dog. This mattress is really tall. Motion transfer essentially is gonna tell you how disturbed you're gonna feel by them moving around or jumping on and off the bed. So to test that out, I use a seismometer to measure disturbance from one side of the bed to the other, and I also have our lovely camera woman, Rachel, hop in bed next to me so I can see if she bothers me when she's rolling around. Based on both of those tests, this bed has really low motion transfer. That is great news for couples because it means you're not gonna feel really disturbed by someone rolling around on the opposite side of the bed. So the last feel factor I want to talk to you all about is pressure relief. Pressure relief is a measure of how evenly distributed your weight is going to be across the surface of the mattress. And essentially, you want your weight to be really evenly distributed so you can avoid pressure buildup around your shoulders or your hips, especially when you're sleeping on your side. So to test pressure relief, I roll out a mat on the mattress, hop on top, and it creates a map of pressure. You're gonna see low pressure in blue, high pressure in red to yellow. Testing this bed out on my side, you'll see there's a little bit of green around my body, but really not much at all, which is pretty much what I expected. So I think this bed is really a pressure relieving choice for a lot of folks. If maybe you struggle with a lot of hip pain, or you're a heavier sleeper who struggles with hip pain, you might want a mattress that has more of a memory foam feel than this bed for even more pressure relief. But in general, the average sleeper, I think, is gonna be really happy on this bed. So before we wrap up, I wanna leave you with a few final recommendations of who should sleep on this bed and maybe who shouldn't. First up, I think this bed is an awesome choice for couples. You really won't feel disturbed by a partner moving around on it, but it's responsive enough that it should be pretty nice when you're having sex. You'll be able to move around easily. And I think it's hybrid build. I didn't touch on this a lot in the larger review, but it should sleep pretty cool because of that tall pocketed coil section, which is a really nice perk for couples because they'll overheat a little bit more quickly than a solo sleeper would. And then moving on from that, if you're a combination sleeper who still likes a little bit of a pressure relieving feel, I think this mattress is a great option. This pocketed coils really curb the sinkage of this bed, make it easy to roll around, change positions, but that pillow top still feels nice and cuddly, which I personally really like. And then finally, I'll say this is a really high quality bed. I think it's gonna be really durable, last you quite a long time, and its medium firmness level is pretty universally comfortable, so I think really a lot of sleepers would be quite happy on this bed. That said, I don't think this mattress is gonna be the perfect fit for everybody, so some folks who might not like it. This is a luxury bed, so it does have a luxury price tag, but I will say it's actually on the lower end of luxury mattress pricing, so if you're looking at luxury mattresses anyway, you might wanna check out this one. Next up, it does have a fairly strong off-gassing smell, so when you unbox it, unpackage it, it's gonna release a chemical smelling odor for 24, 48 hours. It's nothing to be worried about. All of the foams in this bed are CertaPure US certified, which means there's nothing harmful coming out of it, but you're gonna wanna leave it in a well-ventilated room and maybe avoid putting sheets on it for a day or so that it can really kind of air out before you're sleeping on it. So if that's an issue for you, maybe this is not the bed for you. And then finally, this bed does offer some nice sinkage, some nice pressure relief, but it doesn't have that body contouring kind of cradling feel that a memory foam bed would. So if that's what you're looking for, I would recommend opting for a memory foam bed, which you can find a few of those in our Sleepopolis Best Memory Foam Roundup, which you can find right on Google. So before I wrap everything up, I want to leave you with a few of DreamCloud's company policies, just in case you're interested in purchasing this bed. First up, this mattress comes with a lifetime warranty. That's great, much longer than industry standard. And it comes with a 1-year sleep trial, also much longer than industry standard. And then finally, it ships for free, and as I mentioned, arrives compressed in a box. So that is it for my review of the DreamCloud Premier Rest mattress. If there's anything I didn't cover, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and check out the full written review by clicking the link in the description. Remember to follow us on social media so you don't miss any of our new reviews or giveaway announcements. And of course, remember that you can always head to sleepopolis.com for any of your sleep needs.